All right, we want to welcome in our next guest now. He's a U.S. Army veteran named Daniel Irby. I've seen him sing the national anthem twice now, once at CPAC, once at the Republican National Convention. He's got a fantastic set of pipes. The other sidebar for Daniel's story is he was kicked out of the military for refusing to get the vaccine. Wanted to have him on the show to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about Tim Walz and his military service. Daniel, great to have you with us.
Great to be here, John. I appreciate the time.
We're glad to have you, and we appreciate your service. I want to talk about the way they're using Tim Walz's service in the National Guard as a way to promote him and the Biden-Harris campaign. Kamala Harris talked about it yesterday as she introduced him. Here's that.
It was Coach Walz's students who actually helped him decide to run for office, and he served 12 years in Congress, representing a purple district as he reached across the aisle to get things done. He was the highest ranking enlisted man to ever serve in the United States Congress.
Daniel, you know, he claims to be a command sergeant major. There are people who say he never qualified to be in that position. That's part of the story, but you don't ever hear guys like Tim Walz who use their military service as a way to promote themselves. You don't ever hear them talking about guys like you who have been unfairly kicked out of our military for refusing to get the vaccine.
Well, John, I thank you very much for this opportunity to share my story. I want to be very clear. I was given a choice. I was given a choice whether I was going to take the vaccine and stay in the military or follow what I believe that God wanted me to do, was to not take the vaccine, to file my religious exemption request, and to choose him rather than government tyranny. I don't know a lot about Tim Walz's story, but I do know from being a veteran how incredibly it is important to be able to truthfully represent the veterans, these remarkable individuals that remind us daily of the profound commitment to require to protect them of these freedoms that we hold dear. And these men and women are the epitome of patriotism. As a veteran, I have the privilege and the honor to be able to represent these men and women. I'm very, very grateful for my service, and I'm grateful to be a veteran.
I want to go back to what you said because, and I appreciate your position on this. Obviously, it's more personal to you than me because I was never put in that position. But I don't think this is a choice for people like yourself who have a legitimate religious exemption. You really weren't given a choice. It was a false choice, I guess, if anything, where you had to choose between your career or your religion. And our government, and especially our military, is supposed to be better than that, Daniel.
Well, at the time, I felt as though that this was my opportunity for me to be able to follow where God wanted me to go in life. I had an incredible military career. And when I put in that religious exemption, I was kind of hoping that there was going to be some traction, but I didn't hear anything for 7 months. In fact, I did have a superior, tell me that whether or not the Army allows me to stay, I will never be a musician or a singer in the military again. And that, it was extremely traumatizing. It took me months after I left the military to be able to sing again. But where do you see me now? 3 weeks before, singing the national anthem at the RNC National Convention for tens of thousands of people for a worldwide audience of millions. So did I make the right choice? I followed God, and this is where God allowed me to be able to glorify him and to be able to serve as a veteran now and to be able to share my gift to the world.
It is true what they say. If you stay true to your ideals, you will win in the long run. Daniel Irby, great to see you. Thanks for being with us. We'll definitely have you back soon.
Thank you, John. I appreciate the time.
Of course.